Good morning, and thank you very much for enduring 2 hours of us rambling. I'll try to keep it to 5 minutes, and I want to take 5 minutes to tell you about how I ended up on this podium and why your mere presence here will have a much bigger impact than you think, and it will be the first step towards all the actions that we are talking about. So there are some of you that who already know me from the past, and you know that I have never ever been a political or a socially conscious person until very recently. I was never a person who would stand in front of a place like this and talk about anything except tech. And I was certainly never ever would ever be seen in any kind of public agitation or protest. So I was a guy who was concerned about my own career, my family, my interest. Mostly the closest I will ever get to politics is international politics. I care about the free market. I care about law and order, constitutionalism. So what is a guy like that doing here? Let me tell you. So this started early this year when I realized that many of the best engineers that I wanted to hire, I'm an engineering manager, by the way. Can you hear me now? That is so much better, right? Okay. So I was saying just I'm an engineering manager by profession. So a lot of the people that I wanted to hire this year, I noticed that they had already migrated or in the process of migrating. And I have about 50 engineers here in Sri Lanka, and many of them, I'm sure, are contemplating migrating. And what happens to us? I'm an engineering manager. I'm out of a job if there are no engineers to manage, right? And many of you are business owners, many of you are managers. If the people who have the skills to deliver the outcome are not there, what are we? We are nothing. So I thought the first step, the whole reason I got into this movement in the first place is I wanted to create a country in which our best and brightest will want to stay, build a career, build a home, buy a car, raise a family, and do all those things. Otherwise, they won't stay here. So that's how I ended up here. And halfway through the process, I learned something much bigger that I never thought that I would learn, which is funny because I'm into agile software engineering development. This is something that agile software engineering actually says. And if you would permit me, I'll take 2 minutes to tell you a story. It's called an allegory. It's a story that expresses an idea. So imagine there was a village, right? And one day, this giant boulder rolls down from a hill nearby and blocks the stream that supplies water to the village, right? Now, big problem. People don't have water to drink. They can't water their crops. And now they have to queue up with water containers to go to where the stream used to be, bring water back. Everybody agrees that this boulder has to be moved, right? But the problem is this. One group of people says, hey guys, we can go and push this. Another group of people says, no, we have done the math. This is 2,000 tons. We can't move it by manpower. We need to build tech, guys. We need a system. So they draw up an elaborate mechanism of gears and levers, and they say, put it out on the village square and say, let's build it. Everybody says, sure, that's a great idea, Machang, but nobody comes. And then people try to go with the calendar saying, well, can you come on Monday, can you come on Tuesday? Never can get enough people. Meanwhile, another group of people are like, see, we can't get people together, we need a great leader. We need like a village chieftain or a mayor to come and solve this for us, let's do that. So all these people are now fighting over the minutiae of what the actions are, even though they all agree the whole idea is to move the boulder, right? Meanwhile, one guy goes and starts pushing the boulder. Does the boulder move? No. And everybody laughs at him. This is kind of like the way we laughed at the beginning of the year. Those 12 people in Kohuwala Junction holding cardboard boards, thinking, what are they doing? How are they going to change the course of a country, right? But then a few very smart people realize this guy is not trying to push the boulder. He's making a statement. So these smart people decide, okay, we are going to amplify this statement. They go and do the same thing. Then what happens is, those people have friends and acquaintances who trust them. They think, these people are smart. They won't get behind something unless they think it's a viable strategy. So they will go and support that. Now there may be 2 dozen people. They push, and one day, the boulder moves like a fraction of an inch, and they can feel it in their fingers. And they quickly go back and home and tell everybody, holy crap, if we can do that, imagine what like a couple of hundred people can do. So the people who trust them come in, but the 90% of villagers who are in the follower mode don't. These guys go there, push, and the boulder tilts. It tilts enough so that you can see it from the village. Now that opens the floodgates, not the floodgates to the stream, but floodgates of people. That creates a wave, because most followers, they want to see somebody take the lead and show a small result, and that's how people come. So they come in, topple the boulder, stream is restored, everybody is happy, right? Now why am I saying this? One reason is that a lot of people asked, why aren't we talking about the actions we can take? I'm saying all the actions that you mentioned are valid. Problem is not that, and I think Peter, Harsha can all attest to this. We have been at this for about 6 months now. Problem is not the actual thing that we need to do. The problem is unifying, putting aside our differences, and it can be a subset of things that we can get agree on. Other parts you can set aside. If you get everybody together, you can do it. That's why I said your mere presence is enough, because if you can get involved in a little way, each one of you can be that one guy who pushes the boulder. So that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.